News. There's a Communication Authority of Kenya circular that's an internal memo that is now suspending this former Director General Ezra Chiloba and appointing Mr. Christopher Wambua as the Director General in acting capacity. This is following a meeting where the authorities board held on the 18th of September, resulting in the suspension of the Director General Ezra Chiloba and also now appointing Mr. Christopher Wambua as the Director General in acting capacity. This is a signed statement by Mary Mungai, who's the chairperson. And joining me now in studio is Professor Edward Kisiangani, PS Broadcasting and Telecommunication at the Ministry of Information, Communication and Digital Economy. We'll talk about the tone of the government in just a bit. But Prof, first of all, thank you for making time. Why was Chiloba suspended?
I think the government, the ministry does not micromanage the state corporations. State corporations have their own boards, chairmen and other board members who take decisions almost on a daily basis, and they do oversight on things like the way resources are being used and handled, the way staff are being handled. So they have quite a lot of things they do on a daily basis. But finally the ministry gets a report. If you look at what has just been announced, this report has come in just this evening, and it came from the board, and you can see the letter, the document is suspending DG was signed by the chairman of the board. So when we get the full briefing, because they have absolute authority to deal with problems related to their parastatus, I'll give a comprehensive statement on that. Yeah. But the ministry does not determine the daily running of state corporations. Yeah, but there have been allegations that there's been difficult relationships between Chiloba and Mary Mungai, who's the chairperson. Are you aware of this? No, I'm not. Is this the reason of this? I'm not aware of it. I know Mary Mungai very well. I have not seen, she has not reported to me anything that is vindictive or complaining adversely about that. She runs the docket there. Their job is oversight. So I'm sure they have some information which they will inform the ministry about, but we don't micromanage them. We have more important things to do as ministry, but we expect them to do the right thing, which is according to the law. Yeah. So once they brief us, because this decision seems to have just been taken today, we don't even tell them when they should have board meetings. That docket is under me, and I'll give a comprehensive statement once they tell me the reasons for the action they have taken. But this is where the concern is, Prof, because shouldn't they align it with you first? Because it seems like first they should align it before they take an action. I give general policy guidelines. They know what the law is. They look after the finances, and they are supposed to check how the resources we give them, the Communication Authority, are used. They make their own conclusions. They arrange to have their own board meetings, which they have been holding. So there are certain reports that we shall shortly get, because some things have been running for quite some time. Some things cannot take place overnight. So they have been doing the oversight role that they are expected to do. Yeah. The job Mary Mungai was given by the president is to the chairman of the board of directors there. So there are many things, and Communication Authority deals with very, very, very many things. Some of security nature, others are just the normal financial things. So I'm very sure that in a short while, once they give me the details upon which I know there have been things that that have been going on there in terms of oversight. And it's not just the Communication Authority of Kenya. I have other parastatus I look after in terms of policy, but not in terms of running them on a daily basis. Yeah. So the ministry supplies the policy guidelines for them to do the job. But the oversight is done by the board. And when the board realizes there's a mistake, they take quick decisions, which now are communicated to us at ministry. Remember, I have my own alternate board member at the ministry who I have not met, but she has attended that meeting. So I'll see the details which forced them to take that decision, and I have the authority also to reverse if I think that it is not done in the right way. But for now, we need the guidance from the board to tell us what really happened, give us the details, and we shall communicate to the country. But they have authority to do some of the things they have done. There have also been reports of irregularities in the Communication Authority of Kenya mortgage scheme. Are you aware of that? Yes, that one I'm aware of it. I've been aware of it. There were allegations of irregularities within the mortgage scheme. And it's part of the oversight which the board has been working on. There are many other things they are checking.
Has there been action that has been taken in regards to that?
I think there have been investigations going on in that regard, but the process had not been concluded. It has been going on. There have been also efforts to do proper oversight and accounting of the USF fund. All those things have been going on. So there are quite many things that go on. And as I said, it's not just that alone. You other state corporations are also having similar issues. Our job in government is to make sure that public funds are spent for the cause for which they were meant. And we are doing that through this oversight authority. So once they give me the advice that the conclusion of the oversight has reached this level, then I will call a comprehensive, I make a comprehensive report on that. So I'm thinking that the best way to look at this is to make sure that you understand the role of the board, and I'm sure they have done anything they are doing in the best interest of the country, because they know the reasons why they are put there and must obey the law. And I'm hoping everything has been done in that order. So as soon as I'm briefed, because it has just come in here, then I'll give a comprehensive statement.
All right, Prof. We'll stand by for that comprehensive statement from you. What we know from news just coming in now is Mr. Christopher Wambua has now been appointed as the Director General in acting capacity with the Communications Authority of Kenya. Essentially, Ezra Chiloba has also been suspended, but the PS says he will give a comprehensive report on that as well, and he also has the capacity to reverse should it have not been done properly. But this is the conversation we're going to have with the PS before we walked in. As President William Ruto's Kenya Kwanza administration